up for diversity. Have fun.
Where do you keep your ketchup? If you're like most people in the US, you probably keep it in the fridge. But depending on where you grew up, you might keep it in the cupboard. So let's say you need some ketchup and you go to wherever it is you keep it and find the bottle empty. What do? Well, if you keep your ketchup in the fridge, you're probably going to opt for mayo. But if you keep it in the cupboard, you're probably going to go for malt vinegar, Tabasco sauce, salt and pepper. Ultimately, our industry is about solving problems. And the ketchup problem is there to illustrate how a difference of experience and opinions can lead to innovative and new solutions that can take your company to the top. Otherwise, every time, it's going to be mayo. Companies, and studies after studies have shown that companies that are more diverse by gender are 15% more likely to outperform their competitors. And companies that are more diverse by race and ethnicity are more likely to outperform them by 35%. The diversity industry is a $200 billion industry. So we went out and we talked to over 50 companies in the Colorado tech sector to find out what were the biggest issues that they found to find and hire diverse teams. The biggest takeaways is that one, companies didn't realize that there was a need to build diverse teams, and two, they didn't know where to go to find that talent. So welcome Team Diversity. We've created a hiring tool to build diverse teams. So how do we define diversity? We're looking at gender, ethnicity, and race, but we're also looking at educational background, socioeconomic background, geographic location, and accessibility. And our target audience for our app is to help hiring managers, recruiters, startup CEOs and CTOs, and tech leads, help them find diverse talent to bring onto their teams. But what makes our app different? Well, look at the hiring process. Typically, a company will go out and say, okay, well, we need to hire this job. So then they'll go through the typical routes, going through their own personal networks, maybe posting on job boards. They'll get a bunch of resumes, conduct some interviews, and eventually lead to a hire. Our competition is focused in the later stages of the process. After the resumes are submitted, after the interviews are coming through, we feel like the opportunity exists to focus much earlier in the process. This is an untapped place where you can find the most diverse talent if you're looking at it much earlier on. So what did we do? We built a conversational chatbot interface as part of our app. This is to change the way hiring managers think by taking them out of the mindset of checking boxes and looking into who they're hiring as people themselves. The chatbot actually collects information about what they're looking for to hire, but also prompts them with information to help remove subconscious bias. We then use Colorado data sets from universities and code schools and provide recommendations for companies to reach out to. The results page consists of data visualizations that show both the race, gender, and socioeconomic diversity of the students at these schools. It provides a diversity score and links to the career services departments at these schools so companies can reach that diverse talent directly. We've created a badge system that allows companies to promote their commitment to diversity on all of their marketing materials. At the silver level, which is what the app currently does, you can go in and start to learn about the importance of diversity. At the gold level and platinum level, you get access to more robust tools. At the gold level, you actually can access more data sets, including meetup information and direct points of contact. At the platinum level, you'll get access to candidates directly through the diversity platform. Our team is what makes our app and business so great. We're a women majority team from working class families and rural communities. We are immigrants and children of immigrants. We are parents, teachers, yogis, politicians, community builders. We are team diversity. Our website uses the best practices for accessibility. Go to our website now, download our app at hirediversity.us.
I'll start. So how do you source the candidates?
So that's kind of the long-term stretch goal. The current app is really focused on getting hirers access to pools of candidates. So once we kind of start connecting hirers to the right pools to access diverse candidates, the stretch goal is to be able to get candidates themselves into this platform so they can hire diverse candidates that way.
How do you know that candidates are diverse?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Sorry?
How would you know that a candidate is diverse?
Well, we're defining diversity beyond just race and gender. We're looking at geographic, socioeconomic, educational background. And so we're really looking at a whole bunch of different factors to determine how people themselves define diversity and how they want to be a part of this.
Are there any benchmarks that you're looking at from a corporate company perspective that you're trying to match into? Is there something that says this company's a high-performing, diverse company or not?
We haven't looked at necessarily like the way companies can help define themselves with diversity. We wanted to provide them with a tool that helps them do it. Based on our research, talking to Colorado tech companies, one of the biggest problems is that they didn't realize that diversity was even an issue. So there's kind of two components to what we're doing. One is educating companies themselves, and then two is giving them access to a great place to find candidates.
Is there a way that you help companies baseline and then see improvement so they can understand where they currently lie in the scale?
No, we haven't actually thought that through yet. I mean, I think the biggest part of our team is that we know what we don't know. We actually talked to the director of Boomtown. He invited us to pitch to Boomtown and apply for their next cohort. So we know there's a lot of opportunity here, and I think our goals over the near future is to really kind of hone down and define exactly what role we play in the $200 billion diversity industry and what niche we can fill.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, it would be really useful if you guys started to gather metrics on how companies were performing with these implementations. And I think that'd be just a good way to get more companies on board.
Absolutely. I think that would line up really well with our badge system. And we're hoping to partner with the state of Colorado to incorporate that badge system onto people's marketing materials.
Are you tech focused?
We are tech focused. That's where we're starting.
Do you have any companies who are interested?
You wanna talk about that?
Yeah, so I actually work in the diversity industry right now. So while a lot of companies are not aware this is an issue, there are a lot of companies that are, and they are willing to pay for it. I can tell you that. And so I think one of our goals right now is that the company I run, Flock, would end up partnering with diversity, and we actually reach out directly to candidates and say, here's a company that could be a good fit for you. So down the line, we really